I was the person who got up 2 years ago. I had been laid off. And just a quick backstory. I'm about 2 years from paying off my place. So
things turned around for you, eh?
They did. Thank you. So I always have questions every year. I have just 2 this year.
We appreciate you coming back year after year, since we only have one answer.
Right.
It's very patient of you.
So my question is, how do I get to the big money, to the money that's what is contained within?
By diminishing the bigness of it.
Okay, thank you.
By acknowledging the simpleness of it. By reminding yourself that the creation of a castle and a button is exactly the same thing. Okay. It just depends on whether you're focused on the castle or the button. But just the fact that you call it the big money means that you have a vibrational barricade between the receiving of it and where it stands. It's big money, which means big. In the expression big, you mean harder to achieve, or you mean rarer, or you mean more special stuff I need to do. Abraham, I've been hearing you for years. I come with a couple of questions every year. You gave me the same answer, but I need a different answer this year because I want the big money, not just the money. I was laid off, and I admit now I'm not laid off. And that consistent smaller money has been coming, and I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it just fine. I like it, but I really want that hard to get stuff. I really want to get that stuff that hardly anybody gets. I want that really hard to get stuff. So could we have a more private meeting where you where you don't tell us how to get the simple stuff, but where you tell us how to get the big stuff? So let's go behind the curtain.
Right.
We'll whisper in your ear. You want the big.
Right.
We are making fun of you. We are. We're making fun of the idea that big things are more difficult to create. Big things are easier to create because you think about them more. Big things are easier to create because there's more life stream going to them. There's more attention from non-physical on them. But what trips you up in the big is that in the acknowledging that it's a big thing, you've got a bigger resistance. So you've just got to find a way of softening that resistance. What's big money anyway?
Where you essentially can wake up and do whatever you particularly want to do in a given day.
But here's the thing. If you can hear this, then you're off and running. If you can wake up every morning and think the thoughts you want to think, then nothing can keep you from anything.
Okay, thank you.
But if you're waking up and your thoughts are contained by the manifestation, then you can't move beyond where you are.
So then I feel pretty close, because I feel as if to make. I've been called up every year, and I kind of do it.
Yeah, what's up with that?
But I know how I do it, and I know how. So I'm pretty good at visualizing, and so that's my assumption of how I get pretty much what the things that I get. So even though I might use the term big, I'm pretty good at visualizing those things. So I feel as if the $1,000, $2,000 more a month, that's work. But even though I might use that term, I feel as if that's easier for me because work is not something I factor in.
The thing that's tripping you up is the distinction between, in other words, you are equating so much effort with so much money. And so that's what you meant a little bit when you were saying, I know that I can do the work. I know that I can do the hard work.
For an incremental amount, but I feel as if...
Because I am limited by the amount of effort that I can offer. In other words, if I'm thinking in terms of dollars for effort, then I can only offer so much effort. There are so many hours in a day, and there are only so many people willing to pay me equivalency for what I'm offering.
Right.
So you have to stop looking at your earning in terms of equivalency for effort and begin looking at your receiving. Let's change the word earning to receiving. And let's change effort to vibration, to personal vibrational offering. Can you hear the difference? Because if it's about earning and effort, then you're right. You're limited to how much you can do. You're limited to how many things you can accomplish, or to how many people that you can convince about the value of what you're offering. But when you understand that it's not about earning, it's about receiving. And it's not about effort, it's about vibration. So it's not about doing, it's about thinking. And it's not even so much about being aware of your thought as it is being aware of how you feel when you think the thought. Now you've got the formula.
Right. And so I feel as if I'm more kind of there, because it's the incorrect term, for the big things, I do that. I don't factor work or effort into it. Explain more. Because, like, for me, my belief is that to, make an incremental amount more a month, like $1,000, $2,000 more, that is work. I know how to do that. But for something that I might use an incorrect term, big, I can visualize that, and I know I can get there emotionally. So I feel as if I don't factor effort into that, because I just listen to you. I try to do my best to go there. So why are we having this conversation? I don't know. So that's it's because you're still monitoring the manifestational outcome. Thank you. And then questioning your vibrational state of beingness. So all I need to do is lower that a little. Lower what? Lower, like, even the desire to question, or or the observance. Well, what you're wanting to do is raise your appreciation of your knowledge of the energy, and raise your appreciation of your vision. In other words, it really is as simple, and you sort of have to figure out how to work this out. It really is as simple as, if your desire or dream, goal, if it pleases you when you think about it, then you're in the right vibrational stance. But if it feels like disappointment, or it feels like a challenge, or it feels like something that you haven't figured out yet, or it feels like a dilemma, or it feels like injustice because you see others have figured it out and you haven't. So you really have to think and feel and think and feel. So what you do is you dream a little about what you're wanting. The thing that trips a lot of people up is that they want a state of being. Like, they will say, I desire enough financial abundance that I can do whatever I want. And we want to say, you got it backwards. It is the doing what you want that causes the alignment with the vortex, that takes away the resistance, that then brings the abundance to support whatever you want. The money isn't the means to the happy life. The happy life is the means to the money. But how can I feel happy in this moment when I'm working harder than I want to work on things that I would rather not do? And we say, because you have the ability to think around it. First, you have the ability to appreciate more of what you are doing. You have the ability to say more positive things than negative things. You have the ability to look for more positive aspects and fewer negative aspects. You have the ability to appreciate others more than criticizing them. You have the ability to appreciate yourself more than criticizing yourself. You have the ability to focus, even when you're just looking at what is, in a much more productive, meaning, good feeling way. And if all you were doing was just looking into your now for things that you could appreciate or praise, you would shift your vibration enough that it would raise to the vibrational level of what's in your vortex, of what you've been dreaming about. But what's tripping you up, and it trips almost everybody up, is this comparison between where I am and where I want to be.
So what you have to start doing is you have to say, I'm going to go there in my mind. And we know that has to be incredibly annoying, but that is the path. Because if you can't get there in your mind, you can't get there.
Right. And I feel
and
like
what
I
humans
can do,
keep
right.
demanding of us, they keep saying, I don't want to get there in my mind. That feels foolish. I want to be there so I can get there.
Right.
If I was just there, then I'd get there. And we say, there's a journey between where you are and where you want to be. It is not a work journey. It's not an effort journey. It's not a getting hired journey. It's not even a great idea for a great product that the world wants journey. It's a vibrational journey. It's the difference between praising and criticizing. It's the difference between smiling and frowning. It's the difference between dragging yourself across the parking lot and skipping yourself across the parking lot. It's the difference between loving and hating. It's the difference between feeling good more of the time and feeling bad more of the time. That's the only difference, because you've been living life and you've put it into the vortex. Your vortex is full of everything that you want, and it is a vibrational speed that you usually aren't at, because you are like most people. You are observing what is instead of dreaming about what will be.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.